TYRON Woodley accused Jake Paul of using PEDs or whatever recreational drugs he used. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. So I believe it's 4 or 5 division welterweight champion in mixed martial arts, TYRON Woodley, Hall of Famer as well, faced YouTube sensation Jake Paul, lost by split decision. And Woodley was recently doing a live saying that he wants to rematch and everybody should go beg Jake Paul to force this rematch once again. And TYRON Woodley also stated that Jake Paul was using PEDs. You know, I don't know how true that is. Clearly, TYRON Woodley knows what a person looks like when they're on PEDs. He started developing acne in the back. Man, he says Jake Paul had a lot of bumps on him. PEDs, if people didn't know what PEDs are, PEDs is, you know, it's a steroid that makes you a little bit stronger than before. And what that does is it releases those stuff out, the bad stuff that your body can't process right, you know. So I don't want to get into that, but anyway, TYRON really accused of Jake Paul of PEDs, and I don't think they should run it back because Jake Paul has been training for 18 months and he's been taking the sport of boxing seriously. He knocked out his last 2 opponents, even though they wasn't, you know, really good fighters. Ben Askren is a good MMA fighter, but he been out the ring for a while. Nate Robinson. But TYRON Woodley wants this rematch. Even though that TYRON Woodley did hit Jake Paul with a big right hand and knocked him into the ropes, and they didn't count the knockdown, because usually when you're on the ropes like that, they usually counted the knockdown. But Jake Paul didn't get the knockdown point, whatever, taken away from him when he got knocked down, and I think that should have been deserved for TYRON Woodley. I had TYRON Woodley winning 2 to 3 rounds at best. I just don't think that he has the boxing skill, because Jake Paul looks very, very comfortable in the ring, and TYRON Woodley doesn't look comfortable in the boxing ring because he's so used to MMA. This is what happens when an MMA fighter crosses over to the sport of boxing. We seen when Conor McGregor faced Floyd Mayweather. We seen how Conor McGregor was hitting Floyd in the back of the head because he's so used of striking that one punch. In MMA, you're thinking about landing that one punch and it's all over it. In boxing, it's not that way. You have to get technical. You have to use the jab. You have to set up your punches. You have to do all that good stuff in boxing. And the only one that I really know that can obliterate you with one punch is Deontay Wilder, because of the punching power, the natural Alabama strength he has. But TYRON Woodley wants this rematch. He felt like he got cheated. Apparently he said they didn't test Jake Paul, whatever or not. I'm really not care about these two fighting, in my opinion. But I would be interested to see the rematch. I would like to see Jake Paul move on to somebody else, because people want to get mad that Jake Paul is doing this. He's ruining the sport of boxing with these exhibitions. Well, Jake Paul is just building his brand. Jake Paul is doing what Jake Paul is doing. He's doing exhibition. He's trying to please his fan base. That's all he's doing. He built his brand up, and a lot of these fighters want to get mad because Jake Paul hasn't fight anybody. Well, if Jake Paul fight a better beef, he's going to get knocked out within 2 rounds. If Jake Paul fight a Bivol, he's going to get knocked out within 2 rounds. If Jake Paul fight a cruiserweight, he's going to get knocked out. If he fight a cruiserweight, Constantine Bellew, he's going to get knocked out within 3 rounds. If he fights Canelo Alvarez, he's going to get knocked out in the first round. So I understand what Jake Paul's doing, even though he wants Canelo, which I don't think he's ready for. People need to stop discrediting this man for what he's doing in the ring. I think Jake Paul is an entertainer like Floyd. He's just putting on a show for the people. And you typical boxers nowadays, you guys are lazy. You don't want to build your brand. You don't want to reach out to the people. You don't want to do anything to build yourself up on social media so the fans could come out and see you. You guys don't want to do that. So I'm not going to knock Jake Paul for what he's doing. I'm interested in a rematch, but I don't want to see Jake Paul fight TYRON Woodley, which I think is going to happen again. But TYRON Woodley accused Jake Paul of using PEDs, and he wants his rematch. and so on and so forth. I'm not going to keep this video too long because you guys know the whole story. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.